I'm back again with my new video of Class 7, Chapter 6, Social Political Science, and this is Understanding Media. What is your favorite TV program? What do you like to listen on radio? Which newspaper or magazine you usually read? Everything ranging from the stall at a local fair to the program that you see on TV can be called as media. Media is a plural form of the word medium and it describes the various way through which we communicate in society. Media and technology. It would probably be difficult for you to imagine your life without the media, but cable televisions and widespread use of internet in recent phenomena, these have been around for less than 20 years. The technology that mass media use keep changing. Newspaper, television and radio can reach millions of people because they use certain technologies. We also tend to discuss newspaper and magazine as as a print media and TV and radio and electronic media. Why do you think newspaper are called print media? As you read further, you can find that this naming is related to different technologies that these media use. The following photographs will give you a sense of ways in which technology that mass media uses had changed over the years and continues to change. Changing the technology or machine and making technology more modern helps media to reach more people. जैसे जैसे टेक्नोलॉजी या मशीन चेंज होता है वो ज़्यादा मीन और मीडियम्स के थ्रू पीपल के towards pasta. It also improves the quality of sounds and images that you see. But technology does more than this. It also changes the way in which we think about our life. For example, today it is quite difficult for us to think for our lives without television. Television has enabled us to think for ourselves as members of large global television. Television images travel huge distance through satellite and cables. This allow you to view news and entertainment channels from other parts of the world. Most of the cartoons that you see on television are mostly from Japan or United States. We can now be sitting in Chennai or Jammu and can see images of storm that hit the coast of Florida in United States. Television has brought the world closer to us. Media and money. The different technology that mass media uses are expensive. Just think about the TV studio in which the newsreader sits. It has lighter camera, sound recorder, transmission, satellite, etc., all which cost a lot of money. In news studio, it is not only the newsreaders who needs to be paid, but also a number of other people who help put the broadcast together. This include those who look after the cameras and light. Also, as you read earlier, the technology that mass media use keep changing and a lot of people in spent on getting latest technology. Due to these costs, the mass media needs a great deal of money to do its work. As a result, most television channel and newspaper are a part of homes houses. Mass media is constantly thinking a way to make money. One way in which the mass media earn money is by advertising different things like cars, chocolate, clothes, mobile phone, etc. You must have you must have noticed the number of advertisements that you have to see while watching your favorite television show. While watching cricket match on TV, the same advertisement are shown repeatedly between each over, and so you have over watching the same images over again and again. As you will read in the following chapter, advertisements are repeated in the hope that you will go out and buy in advertised. In democracy, the media play a very important role in providing news and discussing events taking places in the country and the world. It is on the basis of this information that citizens can, for example, learn how different government works, and often if they wishes to, they can take action on the basis of their news story. Some of the ways in which they can do this is by writing letters to concerned ministers, organizing a public protest, starting a signature campaign, asking the government to rethink its program, etc. Given the role that the media plays in providing information, it is important that information be balanced. Let us understand what we mean by the balanced media report. by reading two versions of same news event given on the next page. The fact is that if you had read either newspaper, you would only know one side of the story. If you had new read the news of India, you would most likely think of protesters as nuisance, the disrupting traffic and continue polluting the city with their factories leave you with a bad impression about them. But on the other hand, if you had read the story of Indian Daily, you would know that the protests are because a lot of livelihoods will lost if the factory close because the relocation efforts have not been educate neither their stories in balanced report. A balanced report is one that discussed all point of the view of particular story and then leave it to the leaders readers to make up their minds. Writing a balanced report, however, depend on the media being independent. An independent media that no one should control and influence is coverage of news. One should tell the media what can be included and what should be included in news stories. And independent media is important in democracy. As you read above, it is on the basis of the information that the media provide that we take action as citizen. So it is important that this information is reliable and not biased. However, the reality is that media is far from independent. This is mainly because of two reasons. The first is the control that government has on the media. When the government prevents either a new news items on scheme from a movie or a lyrics of songs from being shared with large public, this is referred as censorship. They have been period in Indian history when the government censored the media. The worst of these were emergency between 1957 to 1977. While the government does continue to censor film, it does not really censor the media coverage of news. Despite the absence of censorship by the government, most newspaper and nowadays still fail to provide a balanced story. The reason for this are complicated. Person who's researched the media have said that this happened because business houses and control the media. At times, it is in the interest of these businessmen to focus on only one side of the story. Media continual need for money and their links to advertising means that it becomes difficult for media to be reporting against people who give them advertisement. Media is thus no longer considered independent because of its close link to business. Beside the above, this media also tend to focus on particular aspect of the story because of belief this makes the story interesting. Also, if they want to increase public support for an issue, they often do this by focusing one side of the story. There are several instances when the media fails to focus on issues that are significant in our lives. For example, drinking water is a major problem in the country. Every year, thousands of people suffer and die because they do not get safe drinking water. However, we seldom find the media discussing this issue. A well-known Indian journalist wrote of few the fashion weeks in which clothes designer shows their new creation of rich people formed the front page headlines of all newspaper while several slums were being demolished in Mumbai. They the very same way and these were not even noticed. As citizen of democracy, the in media has a very important role to play in our lives because it is through the media that we hear about issue related to the working of the government. The media decides what to focus on, and in this way, it sets the agenda. The government can at times prevent the media by publishing a story, and this is called censorship. Today, media close relationship with business often means that a balanced report is difficult to come by. Given this, it's an important for us to be aware that a factual information that a news reporter provides is often not complete and can be one-sided. We therefore need to analyze the news by asking the following questions. What is the information I am learning from their reports? there what information is being provided, for those for whose point of view it is article being written, whose point of view is being left out, and why. And that is all about this chapter. I hope you liked it. Thank you.